T and XP acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Turrbal and Yagara people, and pay respects to elders past, present, and emerging.
Welcome to T and XP, a couple's cozy gaming podcast.
We're feeling cozy, and we hope you are too. I'm Erin.
And I'm Alexander. T and XP is like a book club for cozy video games. And today we're going to be looking at, covering, and discussing Unpacking.
You have to stop reading everything like it's a promo, though. But I like your promo voice. But I do like how you describe it as a book club for cozy games.
I don't know what you're talking about, Erin. This is my normal voice.
You gotta go to a more transatlantic one, babe.
Okay, I can start talking normally.
There is a lot of latest release cozy content out there, and I think perhaps ironically for cozy gaming, there's a lot of time pressure to keep reviewing new content and pre-releases and demos.
I think this is part of the problem. Is it can't really get stuck into reviewing any of these things, let alone going into some of the more book club-esque things like what you felt like, how your experience in the game was, because unfortunately, a lot of time it's just previews and it's just covering the pre-release footage.
Yes, yeah, and I really love and appreciate people that cover that. Like, there's so many
Yeah,
good things that I've discovered because of wonderful people that do that as well. But yeah, just that next layer down as well. So yeah.
yeah.
But we've mentioned cozy gaming a lot, and we talk about in our lives together, you and I, about what makes for a cozy game. Should we try and define it for our listeners?
Yeah, so obviously cozy gaming can be a lot of things, and this is just going to be our definitions. But we think cozy video game content can evoke feelings of being snug, comfortable, or secure. It might feel safe, pleasant, or wholesome. Cozy games can be narrative rich with character growth and beautiful settings. But just to be challenging, we also think cozy games can be some challenging and movie storylines, such as grief and change and even death. What cozy games have in common is that the player has a safe space to really explore some of these themes.
Yeah. Additionally, I think cozy gaming can relate to mechanics, so how you play the game itself. Generally, in cozy games, there's no risk of permanent death, which I love, and you're safe. Or if you're not safe, you will be safe again soon. Like, there's not really long stretches of peril, and there aren't any big time constraints, or if they are, they're quite low stakes. There can be combat, I think, in cozy games, but it's not going to be gory. And I could totally be wrong here, but I've yet to see it against humans in cozy games.
Yeah, so it'll be like beating up a skeleton or a slime or something. It won't be
Yeah.
kind of, fighting someone.
Yes, exactly.
Well, yeah, you don't have to play the games that we're going to discuss here on TNXP. Just as you don't have to read all the books and watch all the films you hear about in book and film review podcasts. We just think that cozy video games deserve more appreciation and awareness. You don't even have to be a gamer to enjoy TNXP.
I wasn't even a gamer when I started my cozy gaming journey.
I'm so glad you bring that up. Why don't we talk about that for a little bit?
Sure.
It'll be a great relatable anecdote for our listeners.
Absolutely. I'm just like other people. I came into cozy gaming through our game of today, actually. I was burning out at a new job, and my lovely husband slash you slash Alex was super worried about me, and I wasn't really reading, or I wasn't doing any hobbies, unless you count doom scrolling.
I
And
do not.
no, I noticed. And I was just sort of drying up. Yeah, you'd been trying to get me to do hobbies during lockdown as well, and I'd had some really fun, like some really fun, some really fun.
You did have some really
I had
fun.
some really fun dabbling in bits and pieces, but nothing was really sticking. Yeah, I'd done like the paint by numbers, and I'd done watercolors and some sketching. I should not draw or paint. Like, both of these things are best if I don't. And then you bought me Unpacking as a birthday present, so I had to get Steam to play it. And you made me this homemade gift card for Unpacking as well. It was really sweet. And I was a bit worried because I hadn't played anything really since maybe Mario as a kid.
And look, I just want to point out that, this wasn't actually recruiting you into video games or anything like that.
Sure.
Honestly, it was new ground for me as well, because for me, I've always been an avid gamer. But when I kind of first just before I got into cozy video games, there's always like this divide. There was us real gamers, and then there was the fake casual gamers, which were just like playing Candy Crush on your phone and stuff.
Mm,
And I never actually realized that there was this amazing genre of cozy video games, which they don't really fit into the, serious or casual split because they're designed to be relaxing, but they're also designed to be, kind of quite high quality.
yeah. Yeah, I know. I just sat there and, sort of set up the laptop and plugged in a mouse and you're like, just have a little go at this. And I think I sat and played in one evening and it was just so soothing. I may have cried at the ending.
But
Just
that's really saying more about the game than you. Like, Unpacking is
sure.
a beautiful game.
Yes, and I don't just cry about everything. I'm like a stony bastion of stoicness. And
Like
then
we said, you were going through a tough time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I just have a lot of feelings. And then yeah, it just started, a beautiful friendship with cozy video games and it's why we chose it for our first episode.
So, now that we've kind of given a bit of background, how about we actually get stuck into some of the game details?
Sounds good. After you.
Okay, I shall put my presenter voice, but no, I won't. Um,
Only the transatlantic one, babe.
Unpacking is a 2020 no, Unpacking is a 2021 game developed by Witchbeam and published by Humble Bundle. It's an Australian game, and if you look closely while you're playing it, you can see that it's set in Brisbane, Australia,
Where we are.
where we live. Witchbeam also made Assault Android Cactus. You'll be shocked to hear that that is not a cozy video game. Um, these
What?
things are called twin stick shooters, and they're about as hectic as you can possibly get. So, then finding out that these guys made this adorable, wholesome, story rich point and click, that was a bit of a surprise.
Hmm.
They've also made Tempopo, which was released earlier this year and is also cozy. I think it's worth pointing out that Unpacking won two BAFTAs. Yeah, the Game Awards for Narrative and the Player's Choice Award. That's the one where they've kind of trained dolphins to
Oh,
play video games and they
nice.
picked out their favorite ones.
Cool.
Yes.
Do they present or do they have to get like human translators?
So they used to present them, but there was a lot of concerns about animal exploitation.
That's true.
Yeah, and so
That's
now
true.
they just get the dolphins to play the games and to vote, and they don't actually appear on stage anymore.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair. It's a good compromise.
yeah. Getting back on track, the Best Game Awards, the only thing you really need to know about it is that it was the premier category for the BAFTA Awards. It had to compete against some really big AAA production games, so it's pretty exciting to see a little indie title like Unpacking win.
So, unpacking is a game where you are unpacking your moving boxes and you put the contents around your room, and you never actually see the character that you're playing as. But each time they move house, you get all of their boxes and stuff, and you have to decide where it belongs. And if you were as old as we are, or a particular age as we are, there's some really beautiful nostalgia moments in there as well. The first year of unpacking, like the first bedroom you unpack, is in 1997. Yeah, it's just really sweet because there's like troll dolls and there's My Little Pony. There's Operation, except they don't call it Operation because that must be
Yes.
copyrighted, so it's Procedure. And in a very nod to Queenslanders, there is this kind of they have VJ walls, which is a very particular construction type that you see in Queenslander houses and
For
almost nowhere else in the world.
I was just going to say for hordes of international listeners, that is short for vertical joinery, and so they're basically vertical wooden planks.
Join us for more construction. We could do a construction
We
podcast.
could,
We
yes, we
could.
could do like an amateur hour home
We
reno,
bloody
yeah.
could. Hey,
But there's
like,
probably quite a few of those out there, and there are weirdly no cozy gaming podcasts. So
this is
yeah,
true. We should just stay in our lane.
yeah.
But if anyone does actually want to know how to like gap fill and paint VJ walls, we're actually really good at that too. So yeah. Yeah, just back to the game part of it. We'll circle back to construction in future episodes, I'm
Uh huh.
sure, yes. But yeah, you just, you click the box, you take things out of the box and you pop it where you want to. If you don't like it, you can move it. There is this tiny little figurine you get in the first level that is a double-decker bus. And I just thought that was really lovely because I had a double-decker bus when I was a kid as well. Yeah, it was interesting. I'd say, I don't know, how old would you say the owner of the first bedroom is?
The first one, yeah, they're kind of, I'm gonna say like early teens or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, My Little Pony though.
Ah, that's true. They could be way younger than that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
I don't
know.
know. I didn't do My Little Ponies.
Not your lane. So yeah. Yeah, each level you go to, you're a little bit older. It's the same character, and some of your stuff is the same, and then some of your stuff is new. Just as when we get older, we get new stuff.
So one of the things which kind of really gives a sense of progression and character development, even though you never see these people directly, is you see how their kind of collections grow. And
That's
so,
so lovely.
yeah, so it's going to be like them collecting travel souvenirs. So, like you said, you'll start with the double-decker bus, and then they'll get like a little monument of the Eiffel Tower and such.
Yes,
But there's also other things like you'll see how their taste in clothes kind of changes over time.
yes,
You'll see how they kind of accrue more professional materials as their job develops and like
yes.
qualifications. And you'll see how like a treasured plush toy gets a little more battered and a little
I
more patched up and
know.
repaired. And yeah.
No, Mr. Pig. Yes. Oh, and there's like bug spray in one of the kitchens, which is just so Queensland. It's fantastic. And I said, there's some lovely things that really date it. Like when she's at her like university dormitory, her computer monitor is huge. It's just big old computer as well. But yeah, it's really cool. She goes and lives in, I assume it's a she, just because of the nature of some of the clothes and stuff. But yeah, the share house. She goes lives in a share house. Once you get to certain levels, you do have to put some stuff in the correct spot. So, for example, you can't put like a fry pan in the bedroom. You have to go and find the right spot for it in the kitchen. But they're just a few bits and pieces just to help you, make sure you get a few things right as well. And yeah, you go to university with her. You go to a share house with her. I had the exact garlic crusher in the share house from IKEA. That is a
Yes.
relatable garlic crusher.
It had an eerie sense, an eerie sense kind of conjuring up some very familiar items like from
Yes.
that time. It's like everyone had that garlic crusher, everyone had that binder book when they were a teenager, and yeah.
Yes, yeah. Oh, the CD player as well. Like
Yes.
I was like, I swear I had that. So, and then you move in with your post-university boyfriend and you get to the worst level on the planet.
When we say West, we mean like from an upsetting story perspective, not
Yes,
mechanically,
no,
yeah.
it suddenly becomes terrible. Why didn't you finish it? Yeah.
So that really introduces one of the kind of new challenges in this game where you're not just moving your stuff into an empty shelf on your allocated space. You're then trying to find empty space between someone else's possessions.
Mm,
And sometimes you're able to slightly rearrange things, like you can move his collection around on the bookcase, but you can't, for instance, move like his synthwave art off the walls.
yes, yes. And it was really fun moving his stuff around. I didn't realize my first playthrough that you could move his stuff quite so much. So in my second playthrough, which I played in the lead up to recording, I was like, "Your stuff's over there, and I'm going to put all my stuff here," because I wanted him to make room for her, and he doesn't. And yes, it makes me sad. There's just no room for her. So, although I do like that if you look out one of the windows, you can actually see where in Brisbane they live, if you know Brisbane. And you can also tell that it's pre the 2011 floods because there's this like bar location that's really hot these days that simply didn't exist in the era that they were dating in this video game. So,
What we're
um,
saying is if you have a time machine, you can dox them.
absolutely, yes, exactly, yes. And if you are a Australian or Brisbane player, there's like a little something extra for you.
Unpacking is a great entry game for both cozy gaming and gaming in general. There's a few reasons for this. It's affordable, you obviously don't need a really fancy computer rig to run it, and also the game's short. It's just this wonderful one evening's experience, and you'll come away really loving it.
You say that. I would love a sequel. I know there's a lot of people out there would love an Unpacking sequel. We need more Unpacking. But yes, I guess yes, being short is an advantage in that regard.
In terms of accessibility, this is something the game was really made with in mind, and it's something the developers try to pay a lot of attention to. It's a point-and-click game, so you don't need any timing or reflexes in the first place, but they've also got a whole suite of additional functions just to make sure as many people as possible could play this game. You don't need to click and drag with the mouse, you can simply click once to pick it up, then click again to put it down. And you can also remove puzzle elements entirely, so if you just want to be able to put anything anywhere, that's an option. This is mainly there just in case you're struggling with a few of the pixel graphics. For those with motion sickness, which I gather is actually a pretty common complaint in a lot of games, they've actually thought of that, and there's a special feature where you can fade between rooms rather than the screen swiping left or right.
Cool.
The game doesn't really have any text-to-speech, but I think this only impacts the menus. From memory, there's not a heap of dialogue in the game itself. I think there's maybe just 1 or 2 cute closing sentences at the end of each level, but you're not going to miss out on a heap. And last but not least, if you need a completely different controller or mouse, and you have a little bit of know-how, you can completely remap the controls. So this means if you're adding it to a controller of your choice, you can do that, which is great for people with arthritis or hand mobility issues.
And that's interesting that you say that, because I got my mum into gaming via Unpacking, and she was about 71 at the time, and she found it really easy on her hands. She has some moderate arthritis, and she played and replayed this more times than I cared to share, but it also led to her getting her own Steam account. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. We said it before, and I shall say it again. This is just a great game for anyone, in particular new gamers.
This game is cozy because it's very gentle. Through moving the items in the room, you end up with a closeness and a connection with the main character, and we found that you can become really invested in their success and growth throughout their life. When the ending chapter comes, you're really happy for them because it's very sweet and satisfying, even though we only get to know the character and their life through their belongings.
It is just such a great example of storytelling through a slightly different lens. When it comes to cozy games, there are 2 things we wanted to look at. One is general game rating, of course, and the other is the coziness rating. We wanted it to have a cozy rating because not all games that fall into the cozy gaming category necessarily feel the same. We'll talk more about this next episode.
So for now, we're giving Unpacking a 5 on the cozy scale. It's gentle, there's no time pressure or peril, there are no upsetting themes or ideas beyond that dreadful boyfriend in room 6, and it's very heartwarming and satisfying at all times.
In terms of the game itself and actual gameplay, I would give that a 5 out of 5 as well. It's fun to play, it's great for everyone, and you'll have an absolute delight playing this premier title of the cozy genre. If you prefer to rate your games on the tier scale, starting at S with the best and going down to A, B, C, D, etc., we rank Unpacking at an S tier, because it's a super game, and it's a game that means a lot to us. That's all we have for today. Thank you for listening to T&XP, a couple's cozy gaming podcast. Stay cozy.
Like your favorite childhood toy.